Okay, I think we are live. Welcome, welcome. Just seeing. Okay, yes, we are live. Hello, hello, amazing, beautiful beings of the light. Welcome, welcome. We are starting on day 4 of our very powerful Love Yourself Challenge, Self-Love Revolution. And it's just been so exciting. Oh, good. Debbie's here and Jamie's here. Oh, my beautiful sisters in the house. So great to be with you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, Lisa's here. Yay! All these beautiful, amazing, powerful women, beings of the light. It is just so great to be with you all. I'm thrilled. I hope you all have had just an amazing start to your Thursday. So maybe I can just check in with you beautiful women. How is this going for you? How has it been feeling? Have you had any shifts internally? How's the week been going? Let me know. I'm really curious just to see how the self-love is rolling along. I know that I have just enjoyed so much coming on here every day and talking about self-love. It has been by far the best part of my day. Just tuning in to this energy of self-love, just remembering this amazing orientation of self-love. Wouldn't it be amazing? Oh my gosh, maybe this is part of what we can do as self-love ambassadors. Wouldn't it be amazing if in schools across the world, this school day started out with some kind of self-love practice? Or in companies, at workplaces? What if everyone started off the day with a self-love practice? Can we do this? Can we bring this to the world? This feels so exciting to me for us to bring this self-love practice to every corner of our precious planet. Oh my gosh, so many people in the house. This is great. Joe is here and Gretchen is here. My mom is here. Wonderful. And Gretchen says, good morning. I like how positive the energy is. Yes, Gretchen, you are such a lighthouse of powerful energy. Gretchen says, I've been sending my kids a positive affirmation for them to wake up to in the morning. Oh, that's amazing. Do you share the affirmation with them, or tell us more? I'm really curious about how we can do these practices with our precious children. Oh my goodness. Jamie says, yep, progress is always good. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm just really acknowledging that for me, basically starting off the day with an hour talking about self-love is amazing. I don't think there's a better way to basically start the day. So I'm just really, really aware of how I have felt by just talking about self-love every day. Just this constant reminder to myself of self-love. Lisa, thank you so much for sharing this. I'm focusing on taking my negative thoughts captive and reframing them. That is amazing. I'm at least remembering to talk to myself more lovingly. I smile at myself in the mirror and say, hi, cutie. Oh my gosh. How amazing. So much of this practice is really just staying conscious, right? It's really just staying mindful. We talked about being the gardener of our mind earlier in the week. This is such an amazing practice of just being super mindful. of our thoughts, of how we're treating each other, ourselves and others, how we're looking at ourselves in the mirror. It and Lisa, you said it perfectly, just sort of catching ourselves in our old unconscious habits that we were socialized into. We did not come in to our precious little baby bodies with self-criticism and negative thoughts about ourselves. That was taught to us by our society. God bless our society. It's doing the best it can. So yeah, we're just deprogramming ourselves, and we are really learning to be really conscious and present and mindful of the thoughts in our minds, how we're treating ourselves, and all of that. So amazing, Lisa. That is just so powerful to see what's going on, to be the observer, to be our God self and see what's going on, and then to shift it. Amazing. That is the most powerful work we can ever do, is to be conscious, to see what is going on, and to shift it into something more highest and best for us. So amazing, amazing. And this kind of reminds me of, I am a therapist, and just the culture in Western society of, say, oh, okay, I'm working on myself. I go to therapy once a week. And sort of this idea that once a week for an hour, I will talk to somewhat of a stranger and sort of work on my life during that hour. And so all of us on this awakening path, of course, we see this all very differently. We understand that the inner work, the just continual expansion of our amazingness is just on a moment-to-moment basis. It's ongoing. It's not relegated to an hour a week in a therapist's office. And nothing's wrong with that, but we take full responsibility and ownership for our own state of being. And that's really where our power is, right? When we totally understand that we are in complete control and responsibility and ownership of our own energy, of our own thoughts, of our own relationship with ourselves, and that this absolutely is always a match on the external world, in the external world. So it's just really empowering to know there are no victims. We're not being sort of trampled on by life, that we can stand in our power. We can come back to ourselves. We can be conscious. We can be very aware of our own thoughts and our own inner relationship, and we can transform them if that feels resonant, and then just see amazing effects in our whole life and for those around us. Hello, amazing Imani. So many amazing people in the house. This is amazing. You all are just wow. Thank you all so much for just being on this planet. Thank you for all the light that you continually bring. Thank you just for showing up. Thank you for showing up on this planet and in your lives every day. You all are amazing. It is just an honor and a privilege to know you and to share this time with you. So just to back up, this is day 4 of this very powerful Love Yourself Challenge, Self-Love Revolution. We are all self-love ambassadors. We are all more and more embodying this precious, sacred self-love, and we are spreading it throughout the planet. And I was actually talking to a dear friend of mine yesterday who runs an amazing clothing company about designing with him some t-shirts and maybe a cool hoodie with Self-Love Revolution on it. So that's really exciting. I want to just start wearing every day a Self-Love Revolution t-shirt. I just want to embody it as much as possible. So over the past 3 days, we have concentrated on one major practice each day. The first day, we just talked about simply setting a self-love intention. On day 2, we talked a lot about self-love affirmations. And then yesterday, we talked a lot about presence with yourself. And I shared that this is really a new practice for me. I was not present with myself for most of my life. And what we mean by that is being in the present moment, not off in the future, not off in the past, keeping a lot of our energy directed towards ourselves. When we're present, we can hear our guidance, and we just move through the day on somewhat of a moment to moment basis as directed by the beautiful spirit that is flowing through us. And as well, this part of presence of even just asking yourself throughout the day, what do you need? I love saying, dear one, what do you need, dear one? What do you need? And as that relationship just flourishes, we hear from ourselves internally what we need. Who knows? It might be, I need love. I need your attention right now. I need food. I need to have some fun. I know for me, the way I just was kind of indoctrinated in our society, I think my human felt I always need to achieve. I always need to achieve. I need to produce. I need to be busy. I need to do. That's how I'm valued. So I'm really noticing that as I am more and more present with myself, a lot of what's been coming up within me is, let's go have some fun. Let's take a break. Let's enjoy. Jamie says, myself always wants food. Me too. My human always wants food too. Same. Yes. So isn't it just like an amazing practice to just ask yourself what you want? Maybe it sounds really obvious, but this has taken me 53 years to get to this place where I actually ask myself what I want. It's not just my thinking mind that's in control, forcing my human to produce and achieve and etc. So I'm laughing just because it seems really obvious to check in with yourself, to be present with yourself and stay with what you need. But as we have been talking about, we are just usually not socialized that way. We are usually socialized from the very beginning of our lives to turn away from ourselves, to listen to other people, to do what they say, and to not be present with ourselves. So this is just a wonderful reunion. That's really all that's happening. We are just coming back to our natural state that we came in as babies. We were present with ourselves, and we're just coming back. It's a beautiful reunion. Y'all know that song from the 70s, Reunited 'cause it feels so good. Reunited. So I used to love that song, and I would always think of the boy I liked at that point. But now I'm just thinking of that song, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to be reunited with myself. That is just the dearest reunion possible. And I said this yesterday on day 3. I said, I know for me, the worst feeling I have ever experienced in my life is the abandonment of myself. And perhaps all of us may have experienced that in relationship with other people as we're trying to make relationships work, as maybe we have fear of abandonment. This might have started off when we were children. I know for me, the most severe, awful, heart-wrenching, hopeless feeling I have ever had is the feeling that I have abandoned myself. So how great does it feel to do the opposite, to just be present with myself, to love myself, to honor myself, to privilege my dreams for my life. Feels amazeballs. Let's see, just a few cool comments here. Jamie says, yeah, we're on autopilot. We can really be on autopilot throughout sometimes our whole lives and probably many lifetimes. Yeah, Debbie says, I'm coming back. We're coming back, right? Reunited. Oh my gosh. Doesn't it feel amazing to come back to yourself? Amazing. The best feeling ever. The best feeling ever. Just getting out of that programming that what I need is on the outside, or that what I need is in another person. Gosh, that never leads us to true joy, contentment, and peace, right? It's just that path does not work. The path that does work is coming back to self and spirit and realizing really everything that we need is right here within us. Everything else is lovely, but it's icing on the cake. Hey, Mark Govers, so glad you're here. Amazing. So today, for day 4, the self-love practice that I wanted to just talk about is spending time with yourself. So originally I had titled this Spending Time Alone, but I don't really vibe with that anymore, that, oh, I'm alone. No, you're not alone. You are with yourself. There's a difference, right? You're not alone. You are with yourself. You are with spirit. You're with your higher self. There's a lot going on internally. There's a lot of company there. So we are not alone. We are with ourselves. And I also really love this orientation. This came through my guidance one day, that I used to feel really uncomfortable being with myself. I was very, I'm a Libra. So Libras in general are really social. And so I was really just attuned to wanting to spend time with other people. And over the past 6 years or so, the universe orchestrated things so that just was not happening. I moved to a new state where I knew no one. I separated from my spouse. I have shared custody of my children. And for a long time, I was just finishing up my PhD dissertation. So I was spending an enormous amount of time with myself. And in the beginning, this was really hard for me. Because I didn't know myself. I didn't really know how to be with myself. I didn't know how to feel my own companionship. I was just so programmed to think I needed to be with other people. And it was really painful. I really fought it, kicking and screaming. And I really tried to spend time with other people. But Spirit was just constantly saying no to that, and just constantly bringing me back to myself and to Spirit. And the way I look at it now is, when, let's say maybe I want to get together with a friend, but it doesn't work out. And the previous incarnation of me might have felt disappointed about that. Like, oh, but I wanted to spend time with my friend. But now the way I try to see it is, Spirit wants to spend time with me. Spirit is clearing my schedule so that we can be together. Spirit is wanting to be with me. And it's so beautiful when I think of it that way. And that's the way I really do see it as the truth, is that when we are being invited to spend time with ourselves, we're really being invited to spend time with Spirit, with ourselves. And it really is, to me, the most sacred time that I ever spend. And as I've done it more and more over the past 6 years, I would say my most blissful, peaceful moments have absolutely been in that time space with myself and spirit. I love spending time with other people. I have fun. It's wonderful. But the deepest sense of contentment and joy and peace has been in some of these moments, spending time with myself and spirit. And I just released a video on our You Are Your Own Hero channel about the bliss state. And this has been one of the gifts of spending time with myself and spirit, is that I have entered a few times what I would call a bliss state. So please check out that video if you like. Maybe many of you are experiencing this as well. This is something I just never even could have imagined I could have experienced. I thought this is just for yogis and super enlightened people and all that. So anyway, my main point here is that my human self was very, very wary of spending time with myself, and I really fought it for years. And wouldn't you know, it has ended up being the greatest treasure, the greatest gift of my life, hands down. And just to say, my human still has trouble with it. So for instance, today's Thursday, my kids go to their dad's for the weekend, and my human feels sad. My human, when they leave, I feel sad. My human wants them to stay. But there's a larger part of me that feels at peace, and that also knows I'm going to have an amazing time with myself and with spirit. So just a few more gifts around spending time with yourself that I wanted to share. And please chime in with all the gifts that I know you experience with this. Oh, okay. Jamie has a really good comment here. Spiritual ego swings both ways. Human thinks that's not for us, but it is. Yes. I try to just remember my precious human. It doesn't know. It doesn't know what's the highest and best. It wants immediate gratification. My human wants immediate pleasure and freedom from fear or loneliness. It wants comfort. My human wants 24/7 comfort. It does. It wants comfort. It wants things easy and no uncomfortable emotions and all that. Yeah, so we have to just work with our human. So I just try to comfort my human. I talked yesterday about this practice that I've been doing where if I feel really uncomfortable, sad, fearful, missing my kids, anything, I try to just go right outside and I'm just there for myself and I talk to myself and I let it all come out. Tassel, I love you. I'm here for you. Tell me what you're feeling. Yes, the human is still just remembering. Bless its little heart. Yes. So just great compassion and love for our human. Our human needs us. Our human needs our love and compassion and acceptance. That's what we're talking about with self-love, right? We're talking about just honoring our human, honoring our human's feelings, their challenges, while understanding that the larger perspective that we're more than just the human. We are spirit in human form. Yeah, so just being so kind and loving to our precious human. Oh my goodness, they go through a lot, right? Our human, they go through a lot. It's not always easy. So so another part that I wanted to just express about the gifts of spending time with oneself is just getting to know oneself. I know so many of you have been spending so much time with yourself, and I'm just really curious what you have learned about yourself, what you now know about yourself from spending time with yourself. When I first started spending time with myself, I didn't know myself at all. I didn't know what I liked. Apart from being with other people and what they liked, I didn't know how I liked to spend my time. I didn't know myself at all. just a few things that I have found out about myself that I like that I didn't know is, for instance, I love taking walks. I didn't know that about myself before I started spending a lot of time with myself. I love having candles lit. For me, it feels like a spiritual presence. I know fire is a being, and I just really feel the fire being and when I have a candle lit. So I love walks. I love candles. I love animals so much. We have two amazing Australian shepherds and a little tabby cat and some hamsters. And when my children aren't here, I just love just feeling all the energy of these precious animals. And I don't know, I'm just so grateful to spend time with the animals, the unconditional love and the energy of animals. I think we all know, I just adore. So these are some things I realized about myself. I didn't really, I knew I liked animals, but I just didn't totally know how precious they were to me. And it was just through spending time with myself that slowly over time, I could see, oh, these things are really dear to me. And so I tend to do more and more of them now that I know that I like them. And so part of what I think is so powerful about spending time with yourself is, okay, you get to know yourself, you get really in touch with your guidance, you may enter bliss states, and you just become your own best friend, right? You just, wow, I get to be with myself. Awesome. I get to do what I want. It's great. And again, I love being in partnership. I have a partner. I love being with my kids. I love being with my family. But I also really love being with myself. And so I think part of the power of developing this inner partnership, this inner companionship, is that we are much less likely to remain in relationships that do not serve us, right? Because we have something better. We have ourselves, right? So when I look back through the course of my life, I would say, a serial monogamous dater. Pretty much since I was 14 or 15 years old, before my divorce, I was with a man. And most of the relationships were not great at all. They were not great at all. But I think I would stay in them, and I would continue to seek other ones out because I thought that's all there is. I didn't realize I could be with myself. And also, just a bit from some of the different experiences I went through as a kid, I didn't have female friends. So that was also a big gap in my life. So that's a whole nother thing. To have friendships as well, of course, is so nurturing. But I'm at a point in my life now where my relationship with myself is so beautiful and fulfilling that if an external relationship isn't really serving me, I'm not likely to continue it because I got myself, right? So I think this is just one of the really most beautiful aspects is we don't need anything on the outside. We're not desperate. We're not going to settle for something that really is not serving us because we got ourselves, and we are great. We're a great best friend to ourselves. Some great comments here. Debbie says, I've learned more on what I do and don't want, how to create boundaries, self-love practices, salt baths, walking in nature, hanging with the fur babies, movie nights. Oh my gosh, I love that. Very similar, super similar. Walking, your animals, taking baths. I love it. Isn't it amazing how it's the simple things, quote unquote, simple things, that can bring so much just joy and contentment to us. I love that. Imani says, it's so crazy. I've been spending time by myself for 8 years now, and I don't know. I'm on the extreme opposite side where I definitely know myself and need to start incorporating people. Yes. Yeah. So it can seem like we go through these different stages, right? Kind of the hermit stage, I would say, the getting to know ourselves stage. And then it can feel like a coming out stage where we're re-entering society after this liminal period in between. Yeah, it's amazing. So it sounds like you're getting the nudge to re-enter the world. Beautiful. Yeah, so amazing. Just, oh my gosh, the greatest gift ever, right? To be able to be your own best friend. Just, you got you. One of the members in our Facebook group here, Diane, she said one of her affirmations every morning is, I got you. I am here for you. I got you. I just love that. I love that so much. If anyone externally ever says that to me, I just love it so much. And then, well, why not just say it to myself? Tassel, I got you. I got you. Wow. Wow. How powerful is that? Amazing. Jamie says, it took Imani showing me it was cool to take time for myself. I didn't really even see it. Yeah. Gosh, as mothers, wow, it can be really challenging to have time for yourself. And this has been one of the amazing blessings of a shared custody divorce situation. Although my human never would have chosen that. My human still has trouble with it. But truly, it has been an amazing blessing to have time to oneself. Amazing. Yeah, amazing. So just a few more points here. I want to, as we have been every day, just emphasize that underlying all of these practices that we've been talking about over the past 4 days, self-love intention, self-love affirmations, presence with oneself, and today spending time with oneself. What really undergirds this entire self-love orientation for me is a radical trusting of yourself, a radical trusting of yourself, acceptance of yourself, honoring of yourself, and love of yourself. And to me, that means anything and everything that is arising in me, I'm honoring it. I'm trusting it. I'm not doubting it. I've been trying to move away from any judgment words towards myself or anyone else or life in general, just completely non-judgmental. So for instance, just an example, let's say in my relationship with my partner, let's say because of something that's happening, I start to feel jealousy arising. So the old me might have felt embarrassed. Oh, jealousy. Oh, I feel embarrassed to feel jealous. Oh, I must not be so evolved. There must be something wrong with me. Why am I feeling jealous? The new me that is more self-loving and more honoring and trusting of myself does not use judgment like that. I don't call it embarrassing. I honor it. Oh, look, I'm feeling jealous. Let's feel into that. And invariably, when we feel into any emotion, particularly uncomfortable emotions like jealousy, there's some type of pot of gold there for us. When I have gone into feelings of jealousy in my relationship with my partner, a lot has come up. A lot has come up about beliefs about myself, self-limiting beliefs about myself, self-worth beliefs about myself that I can look at and heal. Also, what has come up is some understandings about some dynamics in my relationship with my partner that could benefit from some shifting. So whatever is coming up for us is to be honored and looked at and not judged. I think there's really an epidemic in our society about judging our feelings and our emotions, that somehow there are good emotions and feelings, and then there are bad emotions and feelings. And there's something wrong if jealousy, for instance, comes up, or anger, or hatred, or lots of other uncomfortable feelings, guilt, shame. So the way I like to look at it is, instead of this dualistic orientation of good and bad emotions, all emotions, I think, are super helpful and are really guideposts to follow. And there's going to be a great treasure on the other side. And certainly some emotions are comfortable and some emotions are more uncomfortable, but they're all super, super, super helpful. And just to give another example of what I'm talking about, is I talked about this a little bit a couple of days ago when I was talking about some crossroad moments in my life. And I just want to bring that example up again because it really highlights what we're talking about really honoring everything that is coming up, and the gold, the pot of gold that will be there for you when you do this. So this was 10, 12 years, maybe 15 years ago, probably about 15 years ago. And I had not yet started pursuing my PhD. And I was with my former spouse at the time, visiting some of his fellow physician friends. So my former spouse is a surgeon, and we were hanging out with some other friends of his that were also physicians. And there was a lovely woman my age, and I was hanging out with her and talking to her, and she was a physician. And afterwards, there was so much jealousy arising in me, so much. And it was really uncomfortable. I definitely felt bad about myself, about feeling jealous. I thought, oh, this is so unevolved. Why am I feeling jealous? I don't want to feel this way. It's uncomfortable. Doesn't seem so spiritual and all that. But somehow I just let myself really feel into it. Somehow I did allow myself to really feel into this jealousy that was arising, And it was pretty obvious. I was feeling jealous because I too had always wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to get a PhD, and I had not yet made that happen. And so what was arising in me was jealousy. And as I just kept feeling into it and feeling all the uncomfortable feelings, the jealousy turned in its polarity, and it turned into inspiration. So, and I'm not sure I would have so easily have gotten into an inspiration state had I not yet leaned in to the jealousy state. So something really beautiful happened for me. It was really great for me to feel into those feelings that were coming up that happened to start off as jealousy. And as I just more fully and fully felt into jealousy, it turned into inspiration. And that was one of the, I would say, sort of final straws I needed to somewhat kick me in the ass and get me going on my my doctor path, which I then ended up doing. So it ended up being an amazing blessing for me to have that experience and to feel into the jealousy. So this is why my main mantra that I say all of the time is feel your feelings, feel your feelings, feel your feelings, feel your feelings. They will always take you somewhere. They will always give you something, an insight, a direction, an inspiration, a clearing, a peace, always. If there is something uncomfortable within you, feel it. If you don't feel it, it's still there. It doesn't go away, right? It doesn't go away. It's invisible. So we might kind of think, oh, I'm just not going to feel that. And then, oh, it's really not there. No, it's still there. It's still there energetically. So, so there's really two benefits here, is that feeling a feeling, it's going to lead you, feeling an uncomfortable feeling, it's going to lead you somewhere along your beautiful path. And it's also going to clear that uncomfortable feeling within you. And then also, you're not going to pull in exactly the same uncomfortable situation again. So had I not felt into those feelings of jealousy, most likely I would have just continued to be in situations where I would feel jealous again, because that feeling was wanting to be experienced and felt. And for me to have the direction on the other side of it, it's just going to keep coming in. And what happens is usually the situations, the volume gets turned up because it almost needs to, right? The universe is going to keep turning up the volume on uncomfortable situations for you until you feel what's there to be felt. So there's only one way to deal with this. It's feel your feelings, feel your uncomfortable feelings. And then you will stop pulling in that exact same uncomfortable situation. You're going to feel a lot better within your energetic being, and you're going to have some beautiful insight, direction on your beautiful path. So the best thing we can ever do is feel into uncomfortable feelings that are arising. And I'm not saying to look for uncomfortable feelings. I'm not saying to go into your past and look for wounds and uncomfortable feelings. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if an uncomfortable feeling arises naturally and you are experiencing it, then please experience it. It's there for a reason. It's going to help you on your path. It's serving you on your path. So this is all part of the undergirding of all of these self-love practices, is a radical, comprehensive, ubiquitous honoring of yourself, It's trusting that whatever is arising in me, I can experience it. There's something here for me. So, and we're just really, I would say, not usually socialized to do this. Our emotions, our feeling states are often judged. We might even be told that we need to be on medication. I have lots of stories around all of that. When I was in my marriage, that was not going well for either one of us. And I was extremely depressed, not just about my marriage, but also about not really being on my life purpose and lots of other things that were not aligned. I was really depressed, really, 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 really depressed. And a lot of well-meaning folks around me told me I needed to be on antidepressants. So rather than, well, why are you feeling depressed? Why are you feeling depressed? Well, because I'm not happy in my marriage and I don't feel I'm doing my life purpose and a lot of other things. Oh, okay. So maybe we can take some steps forward to move into something that does feel more aligned. And that, of course, is what I did. So, but there's just a lot of judgment in our society when uncomfortable feelings arise. And a lot of it is just because the people around us feel uncomfortable. They have uncomfortable feelings arising around our uncomfortable feelings. It can be like a vicious cycle. So almost always when someone in your external reality is asking you to change or do something, it's because they feel uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable with their uncomfortable emotions. And it might be because they feel bad for you and they feel responsible. It could be something benevolent, but they're still uncomfortable. And their uncomfortableness is their stuff. It's not your stuff. So yeah, I just can't emphasize enough how helpful it is to trust whatever is arising within us, to see it as sacred, to really see it as sacred, like the exact opposite of judging it, to honor it, to really honor it. The way I see life now is that all of us can be in basically a constant workshop with our higher self. So I'm a person who I used to go to lots of different therapists and healers and psychics and take lots of different workshops and trainings. And I think all of that is great. And I did absolutely learn a lot and gain a lot from all of that. But now my practice is I'm just in a continual life workshop with my higher self and life. That's what I'm doing. I'm paying attention to the external. I'm paying attention to what is arising in me. And I'm just on a daily basis in this workshop with life and my higher self and just clearing and feeling whatever is there in the moment. So I don't think you have to go outside of yourself. I don't think you necessarily have to take a workshop or even read a book. All those things are great. But I also think you can just do a very simple practice of just viewing your life as your workshop. I like to use that word dojo. In Japanese, a dojo is a place of training, like where sumo wrestlers train. They train in a dojo. So your life is your dojo. Your life is bringing you to where you want to go. Your life is teaching you. Your life is expanding you when we pay attention. So, we might take a workshop and like really pay attention to the material in the workshop. That's great. But we can also just really pay attention to what is going on in our life and what feelings are coming up and what our dear friends and families as our teachers are reflecting back to us and paying attention to the catalysts and all of that. So in addition to just really trusting ourselves and all that is coming up, we are really trusting life. We are really trusting that we are on this beautiful, sacred life journey that our soul has brought us on and that it is expanding us. And just pay attention to life. That will bring you forward. That is your path. So yeah, you don't have to do anything fancy. We can just pay attention to what's happening in our own lives. Okay, beautiful. So please let me know how all of this resonates for you. I'm just going to look at the comments again. Yeah, Jamie says, yeah, these things can be really uncomfortable. I think one of the most amazing superpowers is just getting okay with feeling uncomfortable. And it's really just the human. It's just the thinking mind, the human self, the ego that feels uncomfortable. I find when we really tune in on a soul level, I just like this idea of tuning in from our heart. We, even in the most uncomfortable situations, if they're aligned, there's a peace. So that's what I do when I feel my human starts to feel really sad, maybe about not being with my kids all the time. If I tune into my heart, there's peace there around that. I know that is the path, and I have peace around it, even if my human is having a hard time with it. So it's somewhat of what we're doing here as spirit in human form is we're almost toggling back and forth a little bit between the human and the spiritual perspective. And it's great when we can just hold it all simultaneously, and that's really masterful. And sometimes we can. I can feel what my human is feeling right now, and at the same time, simultaneously, I can know this is for my highest and best. There's beautiful gifts here. And sometimes it might feel a little more fragmented, like, okay, right now I'm in my human. Okay, right now I'm more in my spirit. And so however it works for you, I think is great. But we're having layered experiences down here. We're having layered experiences. And I think so much of self-love is to honor both of those experiences, to understand the larger spiritual perspective. Everything is always happening for our highest and best. All is well for you and for everyone in the world and in the multiverse. Beautiful. There's so much peace around that. And then to also just honor what our human may be experiencing. So when I text with my partner these days, we will just sometimes say, oh, my human is feeling this. And we're just kind of making it clear, okay, this is what my human is feeling. I do also understand the higher perspective here, but I find that can be kind of helpful too. But whatever works for you, dearest one, and just, again, always so much love to yourself, so much love and honoring to whatever is arising within you. And the last thing I'll just emphasize is that you, dear one, as you are right now, are perfect. You are perfect as you are right now. You do not need to be anything further. You do not need to do anything. You do not need to have anything. You, as you are right now, are the most perfect, beautiful, divine expression of the infinite creator. And when we really, 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 really take that in and really embody that, and it's an ongoing process, I know, for me to like really believe that. Can I really believe that? I really am perfect as I am right now? Really? Am I? But the more and more that we really can embody that truth of our own perfect divinity as we are in this moment, just the more we're really embodying love for ourselves. And this whole idea of just looking at ourselves from the eyes of God. How does God see us? Can we see ourselves that way? And of course, we are God. So yes, we can do it. We can see ourselves as the perfect, divine, beautiful beings as we are right now. Right now. So much love, obviously. So much love to you, obviously. And so much love to you on your self-love journey and in this beautiful, sacred self-love revolution that we are all involved in. And we just completed day 4. And this is about spending time with yourself. And tomorrow, just to give you a little preview, day 5, let's see what we're going to do. Day 5. Okay, day 5 tomorrow is, oh, this is a really good one. Act from your values. Privilege your precious values, no matter what anyone else and their opinion. Live from your own values. Yeah, amazing. So we will be here again for day 5 tomorrow, same time, same place. Please invite any of your friends. Spirit is just on me about this. And it's really all I can think about is self-love. I feel obsessed. I would say I actually feel possessed. A better word would be embodied. I just feel so embodied by spirit, particularly around this topic. All I want to do is talk about self-love. That's it. That's all I want to do is talk about self-love and talk to other people about self-love and bring more self-love onto the planet. So yeah. So let's do this. Please invite people into the Facebook group. Please tell them about these lives. All the recordings of the previous lives are here in the group. Oh, and you guys, okay. So we have a You Are Your Own Hero channel, and there's some really great videos on there. And if you haven't yet subscribed, if you don't mind subscribing, it'd be amazing, because right now we're at 99 subscribers and we only need one more to reach 100. And a lot of really helpful things happen once you reach 100. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do so. It will really help. Awesome. And yeah, I love you all so much. It's a delight to be with you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I see we have some other people here. Gay. Wonderful. So glad you're here. Tonight, we don't have a Zoom. Sean and I have been taking a little bit of a breather from some of the things we've been doing together. So tonight, there isn't a Zoom. Next Thursday night, there will be a Zoom. But tonight, there is no Zoom. So I'll miss you all. But if you want, just say hello on the Facebook group or through texting or anything. I think I'm going to be working on my You Are Your Own Hero book tonight, which is exciting. So let me know what you all are doing tonight. And yeah, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, for day 5 of this amazing challenge that we're in together. All right, beautiful people, ambassadors of self-love. I love you. We got this. We are here to bring through a beautiful world for all of us. Okay, lots of love to everybody. Mwah. Bye.